We can all find a reason to live sour, to have a chip on our shoulders. You have to learn to let things go. What's happened in your past cannot stop what God has in your future. God wouldn't have allowed it if it was going to keep you from your destiny. But if we go around discouraged, why did it happen? Why did this door close? That's going to keep us from the new things God has in store.
You got to work through the adversity. When adversity hits y'all and it's coming, remember there's a lesson and a blessing. Quit asking God to make your life easy, because He ain't gonna do that.
No one is exempt from difficulties. But here's the key. If you'll stay in faith, that setback is setting you up for God to show out in your life. Instead of being sour, put on this fresh new attitude.
As you assess your strengths and your weaknesses, as you begin to prove yourself and your passions and your dreams and your goals and the things that you want, if you decide to experience all of your true potential, as you decide to manifest all of your greatness.
Life is too short to live negative, sour, letting circumstances dictate our attitude. Every morning you need to make the decision, this is another day the Lord has made. I'm going to live it in faith. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to see the best. I'm going to make the most of this day.
Eyesight and mindsight. Eyesight is judging on what you see. Mindsight is how you interpret what you see. One guy said, it's not possible, it's over, I'm finished. He surrendered. But this other guy, he felt that in spite of the no's and rejections, in spite of how bad the economy is, that it's possible that somebody somewhere, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we have to do with our dreams.
What God promised you is going to come to pass. The dream He put in your heart is already on the schedule. The question is, how are you going to spend the time while you're waiting? Looking back in regrets, upset, looking forward, wondering why it's not happening? No, stay in the present. Take it one day at a time.
You keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. You have to change some things, and it's not dependent on anybody else. It don't matter what your mama think. It don't matter what your coworkers think. It don't matter what your children think. It don't matter. This decision is yours.
You don't have grace for tomorrow. If you're trying to figure out the next 20 years, you're going to be frustrated. You have grace for this day. When you get to tomorrow, there'll be grace for that day. But Joel, I'm worried because I don't see how my situation could ever work out. You're not supposed to. This is what faith is all about. You have to trust that God is in control, that He's planned out all of your days, that He knows what's best for you. Instead of fighting where you are, learn to embrace where you are.
Don't condemn yourself for being afraid. It's perfectly fine to have some fears. You acknowledge your fears, you embrace those fears, and then you move on. You act on whatever it is that you fear. Because once you embrace it, see, what you resist will persist. What you resist will persist. So one of the most important things is to begin to embrace your fears.
As you go through the challenges of life and you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you, don't run from it, step toward it.
It's not where you start, it's how you finish. Where you are is not your destiny. There's still time to become a Gideon. You can come out of the fear, the doubt, the guilt, and step in to who you were created to be, a mighty hero, a history maker. Now quit believing those lies that you've reached your limits, you'll always struggle, you've been through too much, it'll never work out. Come out from under that shade. That's limited you long enough. Every failure is preparing you. You will learn more through failure than you will through success. You can't be so afraid of failure that you won't get out of your comfort zone. Even if it doesn't work out, you're learning. You're one step closer to seeing it happen. And when we come to the end of life, nothing will be more disappointing than to think what would have happened if I would have taken that step of faith.
I'm saying to you, whatever you got to do it, because if you don't, life is going to whoop you until you surrender and say, okay, all right, I cooperate, okay, I learned, okay.
Sometimes the reason we're in the shade is that's what we saw modeled growing up. We were raised by people that were negative, insecure, lived guilty, dysfunctional. Now that's normal to us, but that's not who you are. That's a result of being in the shade.
You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities. You've got to believe in your service, your company, your ideas, unquestionably. You've got to have faith, and that faith gives you patience. That it's not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away.
So part of the process is seeing yourself being worthy, being capable, having what you need to make you a worthwhile person, and that you're more than able, and that you deserve to be listened to, or you deserve to have that dream and that passion and whatever it is that you see and envision there.
A lot of people say, I'm going to live my life when things get right, when I get my feet on the ground. See, there are no problem-free moments. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Always something there to build a case on why you can't move on, why you can't begin to live life on your terms. Always something there to block you and keep you from beginning to develop your true greatness.
Greatness is in your imagination. Don't forget about your imagination. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Where there's a will, there's a way for me to begin to create a way out of no way. And when you have that kind of consciousness, when you have that kind of spirit, nothing can stop you. Nothing.
You get to decide.
Before you lose this opportunity, you can put it away. If you don't change your system, you will lose the opportunity. If you don't put it away, it will put you away. It'll put away progress. It'll put away promotions. It'll put away love. It'll put away life.
Decide that you're going to begin to live life on a new level, seeking out new horizons, that you're going to find more love and more joy and more ways to give more to life.